Hey everyone, it's me again on the EndlessPens YouTube channel. My name's Neil. I have my own channel called Wasted Paper. It'll be linked in the description down below. Check that out. If you couldn't tell by the intro already, I have something very different to show you. I finally got a hatch release, and it's a hatch release like nothing they've done before. I did a pen theme design, what have you, but I also got to design and make a model.
You did what?
That's super uncommon. I worked with Hiran, the owner of Magna Carta, to do this. EndlessPens gave me like free reign to really create this. I'm gonna try not to go too heavy into the design of this pen in the video because I want you to have a video that's not super long, but I did make a blog. I wrote the entire thing and it's gonna be on their page the day this video goes live. You're welcome to check that out. I go pretty in depth about why I did certain things along the way, and I even show some samples of stuff that happened before we got to this final version. Obviously, the thing you're going to notice right away is the box. We made a special box for this. I got to design this. I got to work on making it. The company they went with has never even done a box like this. The intent of it was to make it look like the first printing of the Alice's Adventures in Wonderland box, but then also, do my own spin on it. Obviously, you're going to notice the logo on the front right away. That's not the traditional Magna Carta logo. I drew this myself and it's going to look very simple, but I promise you, I drew this thing like 100 times, just different lengths, different positioning, just to get the right aesthetic for it to look how I wanted. So that's smack dab in the center. It shows you the theme and it also shows you, obviously, the brand. On the side here, we have the name of the series. It's called Adventures in Fiction. We have Wasted Paper because that's my channel name. You have my logo, and then this says 1 because maybe there'll be some more coming out. And then at the bottom it says Hatch down here because this is a Hatch collaboration. And lastly, on the back right here, you have a barcode that says Hatch. If you scan this, it'll take you to the website to submit a pitch to do your own Hatch collaboration. It also shows you their page that just gives you all the information on how to do a hatch in general. I wanted to include that because I'm hoping that I can inspire other people to do something like this. It's not a program that a ton of companies offer, and being able to make your own, pen design, it's pretty uncommon, and it's honestly it's a great process that to me I get a lot of fulfillment out of, and I just wanted to share how to do it for other people that are interested. And then the last detail is going to be around the perimeter of this box. You're going to see gold foiling. I really wanted it to look like gilded pages, and I think the box company I worked with nailed it. I sent them the design that was just gold stripes with like this ivory in between, the normal color of pages. And I sent them an example of a book that has gilded pages. I said, I want it to look like this. Will it? And they said, I think it will. So it came out and I think they nailed it. I'm really happy with it. The top cover is held with magnets, and on the inside you have the pen and the ink. When I was looking for the right ink to pair with this, there's not a lot of options that's just perfect, but it's in the name. Their packaging, the label they put on this is amazing. I really like this ink for this set. The sleeve that protects the box says Magna Carta and Endless Exclusive. I actually worked with that same brand that made this box to make this sleeve. It just looks a little bit nicer than the traditional ones. It gets that nice matte feel, and then the gold on here is so shiny. And then under the sleeve, you have their traditional black box. Every pen comes with a 5-year warranty card. I took the time, and you can see a video right here, where I signed every single one of these. I also did a dip test on them to make sure the nibs work great. But you can see right here, I signed it. It tells you first edition, and I'll show you why in just a moment. And then the model is called MST. There is so many details on this that are special to me, and so much work that went into this because of the help from Hiran that I was able to make this. I'll start with the resin immediately. I'm sure you can tell this is a looker. We have really, really bright pinks, and then we have like blue purple on the shiny bits in between. The other big standout difference here though, and it's gonna be hard to tell, I have a picture I'll link. The normal width of one of these lines in here in stacked resin is 1 millimeter. On this colorway specifically, we did, I'm gonna call it the bold version. Each of these stripes is 1.7 millimeters. I worked with him to see how wide he could make those, and he told me after, I'm sure, some testing on his end, that was the best he could do for something to stay consistent and still be workable. So each stripe on here is 1.7 millimeters, which is the first time they've ever done that. On the top finial, you do have a metal coin up here. This is going to be the same on all of the MST models. For this one specifically though, he tried to match and replicate my artwork as best as we could on this very small coin. And if you look closely, you're gonna see the nose and the whiskers. It's very hard to replicate this in such a small area, and the fact he was able to do it, I'm so happy with how this looks. You don't understand. Like, look how small this is to my face.
It's so small.
Down from there, you have this clip, which is actually a clip I borrowed from one of their other models when I was designing this. That other model is called the Traditions. It's very easy to actuate, and since it's longer like this, you should feel pretty safe putting it in most pockets. This band is their normal Magna Carta band, but I did my little flair and my little touch to accentuate it. Normally on this cap band, it only says Magna Carta. For mine, I wanted to use that empty space. So what we did is we put a line down the center to kind of guide your eyes a direction. And then it says established 2014 right there. I wanted that because that's the year they were founded, and I just thought it'd be a nice little heritage mark. And there's so much empty space, I was like, we should be utilizing this. So we did that, and he agreed with it, and yeah, it's right here. And then if you noticed on the back of the cap, it says first edition. EndlessPens didn't want to number this model because they wanted to leave the option open for restocking in case it's popular, which I really hope it is, but I wanted to do something special and kind of symbolic of the storybook theme I was trying to make, and then also the first ones coming out. You'll see books that have their first printings, and I wanted to stick with my storybook theme, so we put first edition on the back. That's a detail I'm super happy about. And then underneath the cap, you have two trim rings right here. These trim rings, I tested a bunch of different bands, and I just could not get a design that I didn't feel like clashed with the rest of this. So I went with the two trim rings. And then the final one right here, you'll have one more accent ring on the back. This is kind of taken from that Traditions pen again. I liked how it looked, and I just thought, let's do that same thing. And then one detail that I didn't even think was a thing, and I wouldn't have even thought to put it in here, is the bottom of my pen is purple. The reason that's so unique is there is only 6 that have purple bottoms. And what's even rarer is purple caps. There was, I believe, 5 purple caps, and then there's actually one pen that has a purple bottom and a purple cap. That's the rarest one.
Oh, that one! I want that one!
And obviously, EndlessPens offered me that one. I said, no, I want to leave it in the box. Whoever gets it, gets it. I really wanted it to be random because this wasn't a detail that I even prepared for. I didn't even think about it when he made these resins that this could be a possibility. I want to know who gets the purple top and bottom. That's the rarest one. And if you got it, I mean, congrats. That's awesome. The pen uncaps in 2.5 rotations, and then you have your grip and your nib. I asked Kieran straight up, what's your most popular nib? What's the one I should be looking at? And he said the M600. He said, you have to do Fine Flex. So we did Fine Flex, and we actually did only Fine Flex. This thing is super flexible. You can get really, really nice line work. I am not as good as everybody else when it comes to doing nice flourishes and stuff, but I promise you this nib is crazy soft and super flexible. And then it's also paired with a black ebonite feed. The grip section right here, it's wide enough that I feel like it's really comfortable. It's long enough that I think it's going to accommodate most hands. And then you have a flare out at the end that I really like. I tested a few different ones. This one is the one that stuck. A flare out to keep you off the nib, especially a prominent one like this, is what I prefer. If you're familiar with my channel, I always do a size comparison, and one of the things I compare is how a pen looks posted. I often compare it to like a Custom 823 or like a Sailor Pro Gear. I think those pens not only post, but post good. So I wanted a pen that didn't just post, but posted good. So we have this. Something that was important to me is where the cap meets the body. I really wanted that to kind of rest in between my fingers and touch my hand. I did some testing with some of my favorite posting pens, and generally that's why I like them so much. The cap goes that deep. So we tested a few different things with this body to get this point and get this achieved, but it's here now. If you like posting a pen, I'm telling you, this is the best posting Magna Carta pen now. It does also work unposted just fine. I just wanted to do something that made my pen model stand out from the rest. And then when you open the pen, it comes with a K5 Schmidt converter. It's already installed in every single pen. And for those curious, it is friction fit. If you're familiar with this nib already, you're gonna know this nib will show everything. So if you're a heavy-handed writer, if you're a little shaky like I was here, it's gonna show. This nib really accentuates what you do. I am a heavy-handed writer, but I still was able to get flex and variation out of this. That is not common for flex nibs to be able to be used left-handed like I was able to do here. And then right here, you can see these side by side. Look at that. I mean, your variation goes from like an extra fine. My standard writing is probably closer to a medium, but this on the left side, that's like a double, triple broad. I mean, there's so much variation. If you want to pick one of these pens up, they're going to be only available at EndlessPens website. The price is going to be $520, and then if you want to, you can spend $10 to upgrade and add the ink. I asked them if we could do an option without the ink because I wanted the barrier of entry to be as low as possible for people interested in checking this out. The only nib option is going to be that fine flex that I already talked about. The other thing of note is both of these versions are the first edition version. When they restock this, it will be blank on the back. All that being said, I really hope when you guys get this in hand, you're impressed, you're happy, you have opinions. I really am looking forward to hearing from you. Obviously, I'm going to tell people to follow my channel, but if you like what they did here, definitely follow the EndlessPens channel too to keep up and see other new releases coming out. And I just can't say thank you enough to EndlessPens and Hatch and even Heron. I mean, the amount of testing and back and forth that he did with me, I'm out of words. It's uncommon, and it's really unlikely that that would even happen. So the fact that he was willing to put up with me for months to get this released to everybody, I'm really thankful to everyone involved. Thank you. I have to sneeze. Maybe I don't. Okay, I'm fine. So you'll get kind of like a super glitterly. The threads themselves, they have some and then when you unscrew the pen, it does come with a cartridge. What am I saying?